What's up, guys? Your man Vasquez here, right? So let me take y'all back about a year and a half ago, right? Somebody called me about a jacket or whatever, get a jacket made. You know, I'll be doing the paintings and stuff. So in the midst of them telling me about the jacket, he's like, yo, my man want to talk to you. It's Jay-Z's son. I said, what? Jay-Z's son? Come on, man. He said, he want to talk to you. So I talked to the boy. And the more I start talking to him, the more he started telling me about, you know, DNA and gag orders and, you know, this, then. So I started believing him, right? But I told him, I said, listen, if you come out saying you Jay-Z's son, man, you're going to get a lot of backlash. Nobody's going to believe you. I mean, so be prepared for that. I said, but the conversation, man, you having, I'm not going to talk about it until you talk about it first. I mean, so he talked about it now months ago. So I never said nothing about it. I mean, but the thing I want to know is this, right? I know guys that don't take care of their children and stuff like that, right? But usually they just don't have it. You don't got the money, you can't afford it. Like, I mean, you ain't like you don't want to, you might just don't have it. But what's the thought process if you have all the money you need and you don't want to take care of it, or you don't want to find out if it's yours, or you don't want it to be yours? Like, I mean, like even when he had a interview with Kevin Hart and he was naming his children, he didn't name the girl that, you know, everybody knows his now. And I'm like, yo, you know, I got 2 daughters. If I named my kids and didn't name my daughter, they would be, you know, girls be hurt forever. You do something wrong with them. Anybody out there that got daughters, know. If you holler at your daughter, if you argue with your daughter, she's going to be mad for 5 years. Period. A son, forget the next day. A daughter, so I'm sitting there looking at the joint like, man, he ain't name her still, even though, you know, he knows his now. I said, mind you, this ain't no hating stuff. This just trying to understand the thinking. Like, if you know, for me, it'd be a dream if I got $1 billion, I could just make me these kids I want, I could take care of them, I can afford it. That'd be like, what? That's like all, I mean, so I'm trying to think, like, is it an image thing? Is it like but you know, your kids always should come before an image. I mean, that's why I don't be on here. That's why I stay in my zone, in my little own world, because the stuff that people worship is wrong. Like, if somebody more successful than you and you say something about them, you call them out, you hating, period. I mean, you know, I don't care, so. But I'm like, this is the person that, you know, signed me, gave me a chance, so I look up to him in some ways. But I can't look up to a man I don't understand his moves, like, I mean, because if you don't like your kid and you can afford them, you can't like nobody. I mean, yo, everything you do is inspired by your kids. I mean, when I had my daughter, I was 18. She was born. I was 18 when she was born, and she inspired me to try to do something. Like, I mean, I went to the army. I was just trying. I mean, and I ain't had no money. I was struggling, but I never once not said she was mine. You know what that do to a kid? Imagine if your dad is a famous billionaire, and you know it's your dad, and he just won't. He's doing everything in court to not take the test, or he know. I mean, it's like, to me, it's like, that's crazy to me. Like, I just don't understand the thinking. Maybe that's why I'm asking y'all for help. What do y'all think the reason is behind it? Like, what's the thought process of that? Like, I mean, because even with the girl, like, I mean, you know it's yours. And like, man, I got two kids, right? That I messed with their moms one time, right? She was unexpected, whatever. I mean, I'm like, oh man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I just didn't want kids at that moment. But as soon as if they born and they mom take the test, we rocking from the rip. I don't care if we struggling or not. We're gonna be struggling together. Be rocking. I mean, so I mean, because at the end of the day, who want to have a kid of theirs out on these streets without your guidance, without your support, without your love? Like, I mean, that's to me. So to me, I'm just like, I can't look up to nothing like that. I mean, like, I can't like, yo, you could do all this stuff. Listen, if you could do all this stuff with NFL, you could do stuff over but if you don't do something basic like that, I look at you like it's a flawed individual. I mean, because your kids is everything, man. I mean, everything. Like, I mean, that's the whole reason for, like, living almost. I mean, and I'm not sitting here trying to say I'm a perfect father, because I'm not. But one thing I would never do, I would never say, like, yo, you try to get out my responsibilities for taking care of something that I made. I mean, or try to just, like, not acknowledge you or not love you if you minds. Like, if you minds, I don't want you to be out here without my love. That's just me. So I look at this world. Everything in this world these days is so backwards that I don't fit in. You know what I mean? And mind you, I want to be positive and all that stuff, but sometimes you got to talk about the stuff that you don't understand. So maybe y'all can shine some light on me. I'm thinking maybe it's an image thing. Maybe it's like, man, I don't want nobody to know I mess with your mom. I mean, something like that. Like, I don't. Maybe Beyonce saying you better. I don't know. You know what I mean? What y'all think, man? I wish I had a split screen so we could talk to each other. I mean, but give me some feedback, man. And don't be doing all this Jay-Z hating. No, listen, I got a son. I lost a son, right? I'll do anything to have him back. So when I see somebody have a son that they just don't want to take a test for and all that, trying to get away from me, and I'm sitting here, I lost a son, man. To me, I'm like, that's crazy, man. I mean, a son is all that to have, man. I don't care if you meet him when he's 30. And I talked to the kid. The kid is a good kid, man. I mean, he ain't not even on no hating stuff. He said, man, I don't want no money from him at all. I just want to know who my dad is. Just want to let him know that he my dad, and that's it. I mean, because he already grown and like he really can get no money, like, I mean, so I don't know, man. Just let me know what y'all think. Peace.